Yeah. I mean,
So I told her that, honey,
Jeez.
if it's not on, it's not on. Oh, hi. Welcome to Gattsy on Goosebumps, the show in which I review every single Goosebumps book from R.L. Stine's original series. And joining me, as always, is the co-host with the most ghost. It is Brozone Brody Drape himself. How you doing, Brody?
I'm good. I'm good.
Brody just got back from New South Wales. He just he flew in last night, and boy, are his arms tired. We can cut it. Brody, what are we looking at today? What's it called, Brody?
One Day at Horrorland.
Goosebumps number 16, One Day at Horrorland.
So on the front cover, we've got quite a dreary looking landscape there, but with the fun times in the background,
I saw that, yeah.
seemingly of a carnival.
No, you said seemingly. Are you suggesting maybe this theme park is not all it seems?
Maybe not. It sort of doesn't have much going on in it. It's a bit bland. Welcome to Horrorland, where nightmares come to life.
Yeah.
And then Enter If You Dare.
Yeah, Enter If You Dare could be used to describe most of the situations in Goosebumps books, though.
That's true.
There is usually some place they shouldn't have been.
Something about screams.
Hey, you'll scream on the roller coaster because it's actually a monster that's driving it.
Something like that. I'm
Catchy.
sure with a couple of hours.
No, that's fine.
Yeah, okay.
Go with that one.
Yeah. Okay, so the next ride might be their last.
That could have been on the front.
I think
That
that's
was
actually, I think that's probably, that deserves to be on the front.
Yeah.
The Morris family got lost trying to find Zoo Gardens theme park. But that's okay. They found another amusement park instead.
Great.
It's called Horrorland.
Okay.
In Horrorland, there are no crowds.
Great.
There are no lines.
Sweet.
And the admission is free.
Dude, this sounds like the best theme park ever.
It seems like a pretty cool place.
Yeah, damn right it does.
But that was before the hard-stopping ride on the Deadly Doom slide.
Oh, no.
And that terrifying experience in the House of Mirrors. Because there's something weird about the rides in Horrorland. Something a little too creepy. A little too real.
Great. That was good. Actually, got some goosebumps
Whoa!
there. Maybe that's why they call it.
So, I just remember them driving. Quite bland landscape. Out in the middle of nowhere, and if I recall correctly, the dad didn't really want to ask for directions.
Uh-oh.
Typical.
Uh-oh. Man.
Man alert, watch out.
Hey, the next horror is men being stubborn. That's the next Goosebumps book for you.
Trying to find, what was it? Zoo Gardens theme park.
Is it a theme park? Or I guess it's
Gardens.
Yeah, it doesn't sound. It sounds like they're just confused.
I think Horrorland sounds more...
Zoo Gardens it sounds like it doesn't know if it wants to be a zoo or just like a garden.
I don't know whether to expect zebras or plants. So they can't find Zoo Gardens.
Oh.
And they come across what they don't know is, but turns out to be, Horrorland.
Great. And they think this is a theme park.
They do.
They've, the Morris family, and I think believe the younger brother has a friend called Clay.
Yes, yes.
He's not made of clay.
No.
It's just a really bad American name.
It is. They're all in green outfits, and they're called horrors. Yeah. And, yeah, I thought the choice of being bright green was a bit odd. Because, I don't know, it doesn't scream out to me spooky, I guess.
Would you maybe do like a darker colour?
Maybe. That's what I thought originally.
There's no one else at the theme park, is that correct?
No, that is not correct. They do see other families. That's the interesting thing.
Yeah, I was making sure that you remembered that, because and well done.
So, that's the other thing that I thought was an interesting thing, because if you picture, the two things that I came across was the fact that it was in the middle of the day, and two, it does have other people there. So that also creates a little bit less of a spooky vibe.
I mean, yeah, and you can imagine if there's this family alone in a haunted theme park at night.
Yeah,
it'd be
that's
friggin' terrifying. Exactly. Yeah.
So
they sort of start to realise it's not your average theme park. Like, what sort of rides do they go on?
So they go on the one that they call the Doom slide.
Yeah.
Yep, so that is a very, very, very long slide if you go down one particular chute.
Yep.
and it just keeps on going and going and going, and it doesn't seem like it's going to end.
Yeah.
I think it goes through flames, if I recall correctly,
Yeah.
and it's very realistic, and it's warm, so I think it actually was flames. So
Shit.
I'm a bit like, how can what if someone get burned?
Yeah, I mean, is that the intention? Like, I mean, obviously they survive, but do people die at this theme park?
That's the scary thing.
Yeah.
There were people there, but not many.
Yeah, maybe
So-
there were originally more, and they went to death.
Maybe.
And I remember there's a coffin ride they go on, and they think it's really relaxing.
Yes, that is the one.
And they're like floating down a river on a coffin, and then I believe the
Well,
coffin.
They shut.
Yes.
So
Coffin shuts, and
they
then
all
suddenly
shut.
there's all like spiders crawling on them and stuff.
Which
is
is what
pretty-
they feel as spiders. They can't see it. They also have the House of Mirrors. Yep.
What happens there?
They get trapped. They get trapped in rooms of glass, and they can't actually get to one another. And then the glass keeps closing in, and so they're actually being squashed.
How do they get out?
It eventually stops. So they're like trying to push. They're trying to push.
So they don't work their way out of it.
They don't work. They can't. They think they're about to die.
Talk us through the climax.
Well, the climax is interesting.
Yeah.
It's not what I expected.
In like a game show.
They are in a game show. They find out that
They're actually real monsters.
they are real monsters.
And they're like...
Which I didn't think. The amount of talking they did, and I thought they were just people. Like, it made it out that they were people the whole time.
You reckon there should be more hints to their sort of like monstrous truth?
No, I guess I liked the surprise that they were monsters.
Yeah.
That was cool. But
So what did you think was going to be like...
I don't know. Because is it a game show? Or is it
A theme park
which allows a game show to happen within the theme park? Like, that's my question, I guess.
What is the actual original intention?
And then the end. Oh
They
my
get...
gosh.
Yeah, they're
The
about
end
to
is
be...
insane.
They're about to be pushed into like a pit, a gurgling purple pit.
Yeah.
There you go. I think it should have either been a theme park all the way through, or this sort of survival of the fittest
The whole
game
way
all the way
through,
through.
yeah.
It's sort of weird changing from
It
one
is-
to the other.
It's an odd shift of gears, yeah.
But it builds up to a climax.
It does. And they find out, or Lizzie puts it together in her head, the signs everywhere were actual signs to stop people from pinching because
Monsters
die
die from being pinched.
from being pinched.
And that's why all the signs were there. And that's how they escape the monsters, they pinch them.
They do, and they steal a bus.
They steal a bus and make it back home. And they find out there was a horror at the end who, like, clung to the bus.
Oh yeah.
And he's like, he gives them free tickets for Horrorland. Which doesn't really work. Like, the whole point of the scary ending is it makes you think the characters are still in danger. Obviously, they're just going to go, well, we're not going to go back to Horrorland. Thanks for the free tickets, but we just survived that. We know you're actual monsters now. No, I'm going to tear these tickets up right now. It's an odd... So I guess it's sort of... It's it's a bit of fun, I suppose, but it's not a particularly scary twist.
No.
Pinching to... That's weak.
It is a bit weak.
I think it should have been they actually escape.
Yes,
You know?
I would have liked that. That would have made the tension a bit... Because you could turn around and pinch them all.
The whole time.
You didn't have to run.
Yeah.
You didn't have to
I
run.
know, I
away.
mean...
Family. Turn around, pinch them all.
Yeah.
They're going to deflate.
They deflate as
They
well.
deflate.
They deflate. That's what happens.
They don't die because,
Because
can't
children's
kill
book.
them, yeah.
But I mean, that's look, I think that's a very Stein-esque twist. These terrifying monsters have like a really, really simple weakness.
Yes.
But it does sort of it's sort of a cop out, I reckon.
A little bit.
How did you rate?
I did like it. I did actually enjoy it. A couple of things that I did enjoy were the fact that the kids left their parents. I thought that was really cool.
Which would happen in any theme park.
Exactly. And I thought that it hit home to, I think, a lot of kids, like, when they have lost their parents before. I feel like we've probably all been in that situation. I know I have.
In an unfamiliar environment.
Yep. So that was pretty cool, and that sort of built up the tension and the fear.
I don't know if you're familiar, but if you're aware, Horrorland actually became sort of a staple of the Goosebumps series. Yeah. Like Horrorland became the focus of like video games, like all the Goosebumps video games are like set in Horrorland, and
cool.
the when Goosebumps returned as a book series, in 2011, it was called Goosebumps Horrorland. Like, it would
Oh.
have a story, and at the end, it would have the characters going to Horrorland.
Right.
And
yes.
I think that's because it's a good environment to have lots of different things happening.
Yeah.
But I think this story itself lacks because it feels more like that. It feels more like an opportunity to write these characters into different little situations in the theme park, rather than just having one story that sort of follows.
True.
You know,
It's a base for something that.
yeah.
Could be.
So I mean, in this, terms of the legacy it leaves, it's a very important book.
Mhm.
But I think as a story itself, probably not the best Goosebumps book I've read. But you still get some classic moments. You get a classic twist, whether you like that or not.
Always gonna have twists.
So that was a Goosebumps one day at Horrorland. Brody, what's next on the agenda according to the back of the book there?
The back of the book. We are in for Why I'm Afraid of Bees.
Fantastic. Are you afraid of bees, Brody?
Look, I mean, I have a natural fear of them, of course, as everyone does, but I wouldn't say I'm particularly afraid.
I feel like bees were demonised when we were kids, but now we realise like wasps are like so much worse.
So
Like,
much worse.
and there's something quite noble, I think, about bee going to kill you to kill itself,
yeah.
whereas wasp can just like
Sting
sting the
things,
shit out of
yeah.
you, and there's no problem there.
I guess the scare of bees comes from their ability to be a lot of places. You don't see wasps all that often, I fear.
Yeah.
But bees are quite common.
Do you know bees make honey?
They do. So therefore,
You know,
pretty good. I just had a peanut butter sandwich
they don't make peanut butter.
with honey. Peanut
Oh.
butter and honey sandwich.
Do you like peanuts?
Yeah.
Yeah, they're good. Actually, the one after that is Why I'm Afraid of Peanuts.
Peanuts. That's just because
he's
he's got allergies.
He's got an allergy.
Yeah.
It's not a very scary story.
No.
Although if you're living with peanut allergy, it can be quite scary.
Very. I mean, you're eating something. I don't know if it's got peanuts.
You know,
Throat's closing up.
peanuts. It was peanuts. That's the twist ending.
Oh.
The twist ending is actually it was walnuts.
Oh. So.
Yeah. Brody, thank you so much for being part of Gattsy on
worries.
Goosebumps. Hope you enjoyed yourself.
I've definitely enjoyed it.
Would you like to take us out with my signature catchphrase?
If I remembered what that was.
And the signature catchphrase is.
See you next time on Gattsy on Goosebumps.
Ah, yeah.
Pretty close?